But when I decided that I wanted to thru-hike, I honestly wasn't mentally prepared for it, and I knew it when I decided that I was going to do it because I don't have my freaking microphone plugged in. Yo, what is good, everybody? My name is Eli, and I'm gonna be attempting a thru-hike of the Appalachian Trail in 2023. And I thought that I would go over 5 ways that I mentally prepared myself for a thru-hike of the Appalachian Trail. First off, I decided I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail last New Year's Eve. Not literally a few days ago, but last year, 2021. Basically, there was a scenario that happened, and I kind of just realized that shit, I had lived in like 4 different places at once that year, and time flew by, and some of my friends were having kids, you know, and some of them were jumping into pretty serious relationships, and I looked at like people from high school and they were having like children and stuff, and I was like, shit, like I need to do this before I can't do it again. And to be completely honest with you, when I decided that, I was not mentally prepared for the thru-hike. I was struggling being by myself, even though I had been by myself for a few months at that point, and I needed to figure out how I could. There's a semi, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. I needed to figure out how I needed to cope with being by myself or being in uncomfortable situations where the only person I could rely was myself. Here's some of the ways that helped me achieve that. First and foremost, rolling. I had the perfect spot too. What you need to do is you need to read The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. This book transformed my life, and it goes over so many people's journeys, mostly famous people, but some people you just really never heard of, and how they beat the obstacles that were right in front of them. Anywhere from, like, I think Bill Clinton's in the book, which we all know what he's. And then you got people like Steve Jobs, you got like Napoleon, the French leader, a bunch of people. And it just really helped me realize that the obstacle is the way, which is literally my motto, which brings us into number 2. Figure out some sort of motto that you can psychologically tattoo on your brain that will help you get through the strenuous attempt of an Appalachian Trail. The main one for me is the obstacle is the way, because you're gonna climb one mountain and it's gonna suck, and you're gonna be like, oh, this freaking blows, bro. But then you're gonna come down that mountain, and then you're gonna go into a trail town, and then it's gonna be freaking awesome, and you're like, man, I'm so happy to be out here, and then you have to climb another freaking mountain, or your AirPad pops, or you get injured or whatever. By realizing the obstacle is the way, you're not wishful thinking of this perfect adventure, because it's just not gonna happen. That's mainly my motto. And my personal motto is be minimal, be purposeful, be grateful. All 3 of those adjectives are tattooed in my brain. Big brain. The 3rd way I mentally prepared myself for an attempt of the Appalachian Trail was to David Goggins myself. And you're like,
what the does that mean, dude?
Basically that means put yourself through the ringer, put yourself through the fire, and work hard, and you're gonna come out stronger in the end. Personally, my example of this was I accepted a position in a different state, and I moved away from my family. I moved down to West Virginia. I'm from Ohio, but still, like, you can't just casually drive up to like northern Ohio on a freaking Tuesday to see your mom. But yeah, I did that, and I learned a lot about myself. I grew
exponentially.
That was probably the biggest way that I prepared myself for the Appalachian Trail. So David Goggins yourself, put yourself in the fire, because the hard parts of the Appalachian Trail are gonna seem like nothing compared to what you had to put yourself through. The 4th way I helped mentally prepare myself to hike the Appalachian Trail was practicing being in the moment. And that's probably still something I struggle with to this day. I'm by far not an expert on staying in the moment, thinking about the present. Compared to where I was a year ago, I am leaps and bounds better at staying in the moment and realizing that I can't really control what's in front of me. Which brings us into number 5. And the 5th way that I help mentally prepare myself to thru-hike the Appalachian Trail was to remind myself that I'm not in control of literally anything that happens around me. I'm in control of obviously what I can do, but I'm not in control of the freaking thunderstorm that's gonna come through when I'm on top of a mountain. I'm not gonna be in control of my AirPad popping. That's my biggest fear, but that's why I got tenacious tape. Realize that you are not in control of the situation that is in front of you. The only thing that you can control is your mindset and your work that you put into it. And once you do that, man, everything's gonna be a whole lot easier. So that's it. Those are the 5 ways that I mentally prepared myself to do a long trail. And I hope that these things will help you. If you haven't already, you should hit that subscribe button. I dare you. See what it does. Do it right now. I'll wait. If I could whistle, I would, but I can't. So I'll just stare awkwardly. Alright, you've probably pressed it, and if you haven't, well, that's your own dang fault. Like this video too, man. I'm gonna be releasing a couple more videos before I set out on this adventure. And yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye. I would say that that is the thing that just help me. I'm so bad at this. Why the fuck do I do this?